edition of Doggin It. I am Molina Mike, and yeah, we're joined by Fedor Gorst, Mr. One Pocket Man today, not the nine ball player.
What's up?
On the
What's up, everybody?
on the eve of playing Tony. So let's jump on into it, Fedor. Let us know the details. How can they go and purchase it? Where can they watch? How can people tune in? Let's start there.
Yeah, Kyle Ferguson is the pool room owner. The Rail Yard Billiards in Louisville is where we're playing with Tony. He created the special website where you can purchase the stream. It's gorstchohan.com. It's pretty simple. You go on the website and you can purchase the stream using your credit card or PayPal. I think it's $30 right now. It used to be 20 for the early bird, and we're starting in 4 hours.
What's the format, Federer? Y'all are playing even, if I understand it, and then I think it's what races to seven each day over the next 3 days.
Yes, correct. We're playing race to 7 today and race to 21 overall.
All right, so talk me through, man. Where's your mindset at going into the match? Obviously, Tony's had his issues over the last few weeks that he's been pretty vocal about on social media. Where are you at mentally? Where's your game at? You feel like have you even played any one pocket over the last couple months?
Yeah, really, it's tough. It's tough to me to remember what happened before I went to vacation, but I forgot that I played pool
Yeah.
before. But no, the last 2 days I played one pocket, and I think I'm playing decent. And we're not betting a lot of money in that match. I think Tony losing to Shane doesn't really help. Didn't really help it. If Shane would have lost to Tony, that said, me and Tony would have been a bigger match, in my opinion. But still, we're betting decent money, and the match is happening. I saw Tony yesterday. He looks good in the face. So I was kind of worried that some bad could have happened to Tony, or which we were thinking to either reschedule the match or cancel the match because the health is of course the priority.
Right, right.
But Tony said he's good. He's gonna try, and I mean I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm just trying to play one of the best one pocket players and hopefully learn something.
Well, you mentioned your recent vacation, and I want to know how is it that you come back looking more white than whenever you left to the Dominican? Because you can't you're looking a little bit more clear and a little more pasty than the last time I seen you, buddy.
I don't know if that's the light or the quality of my camera, but
That's it. That's got to be it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm tan. I mean, I'm tan. I really
Uh,
am tan. I don't know. I don't know.
where were y'all at, man? How long were you gone for?
We just went for a week. It was like a spontaneous trip. We went to Dominican Republic, same place we went to 2 years ago, Punta Cana. A really peaceful place, no kids in the hotel. It was perfect.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Were you able to just to kind of decompress and get away from pool and social media and all that stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I kind of wanted to promise myself to not touch my phone, and I
How?
failed.
Yeah.
I was on my phone. I was on my phone every day.
It's
Yeah,
hard to like disconnect though, ain't it?
yeah, it is. It is. But at least I got a break from pool, so that's all that matters.
Outside of this match, what's your next few months looking like? I thought I seen you were going to be heading to the Philippines pretty soon. Obviously, we know where you're going to be playing the World Pool Masters. What else is coming up for you?
Yeah. Well, the week after I play Tony, so actually next weekend, I'm gonna play a tournament in Washington D.C. area. I think it's in Sterling, Virginia, First Break
Bob's
Cafe,
the Bob Stocks,
Bob,
right?
Bob Stock Memorial. Yeah. So that's gonna be my next tournament. That's the Metro Nine Ball ranking event. Looking forward to that one. It's gonna be like a test tournament before the Whirlpool Masters because that's the same format. it's going to be a good warm up before I hit to UK. And I'm still waiting for my passport. I applied for the UK visa right before I left to Dominican, and I haven't really heard back yet from the embassy. So I'm just hoping that they're gonna reply with approval soon. Also, it's a lot of hassle to get a Schengen European visa in the United States. I'm trying to apply for a Spanish visa to go to the Spanish Open, which will be in June, but
Right.
it's really tough to even schedule an appointment if you're in the Midwest. Because if you live, there's only three embassies in the United States, the Spanish embassies. It's in New York, L.A., and one in Chicago. So the closest one is in Chicago, but I was thinking if there is not enough appointments in Chicago, I can get an appointment either in LA or New York. But no, you have to be a resident of Connecticut or New Jersey or the states nearby New York to be able to apply there. So I can only apply in Chicago. So that makes it a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And they just replied today that I have an appointment on 31st of May, which is my birthday. But I I replied to them that it's gonna be too late for me to apply because my my travel schedule is kind of crazy and I need to apply this month, and it takes 15 working days for them to process that visa.
And
So
the
I don't
event's
I
at
don't
the end
know.
of June. So the event's at the end of June, so it doesn't give you much of a turnaround time to figure that out.
No, and I in May, I mean, my travel schedule looks like this: from Bobstack Memorial, right after this, I'm going to West Monroe, Louisiana for the Scotty Townsend Memorial Tournament. I will be there until the 1st of May. Then I'm coming back to Louisville, practicing for a week, getting ready for World Masters, hoping that my passport will be here in time with the UK visa. Practicing, going to London, playing World Masters for a week, coming back to US, resting for a day, readjusting, and going to Wisconsin for the
Predator event.
Predator tournament. Yes, going there for 4 or 5 days, and then flying from Wisconsin to Buffalo to New Orleans, playing a tournament there.
9 ball, 10 ball,
Uh,
one pocket. Anything
yes, and
else?
flying straight from New Orleans, I'm flying back to UK, London for UK Open. I really don't know. The schedule looks tough because on a Sunday they scheduled the finals of one pocket, and if I get to the finals, I will have to do something because I booked my flight at 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Because on Tuesday morning in UK there will be my first match, so I have to be there on Monday before, I don't know, 6 p.m. So I booked that flight.
Well, usually the
So
finals start somewhere anywhere between what, noon and 4 o'clock ish,
nah,
somewhere in there.
I don't know. Last time, I mean that's the only time I played. But on a Sunday at 6 a.m., I only finished uh, my last six or last four match. I don't remember. I
What were you
played at
playing? Calderon?
yes that
Is that
match.
right? How did I guess? Huh? Grinded it out, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen the same way this year. But yeah, after UK Open, if everything goes under the plan, I have all the visas right, and I can travel. I will be going to Manila straight from London. We'll be going there for 2 weeks. I will be playing. I don't know if I can mention, but I'll say it. I'll be playing Bozath Mokaibat. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's.
Uh,
I'll
with
be
an
playing
M.
him,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I will be playing Jericho Banyares, and I'll be playing Dennis.
What's the game with Dennis? Tell me it's not 10 ball.
No, it's all 10 ball. That's all they want me to play, and they told me it's going to be all races to 63, alternate break, and two of these three matches I will be playing regular 10 ball rules, and one race will be with mandatory push or a safety after the break. So I'm just hoping it's not going to be against Dennis.
Well, but your movement has increased quite a bit over the last couple of years, and I'm sure the
Yeah,
fans are gonna love to see you guys match up again because we all miss Dennis over here.
no, no, for sure. I'm looking forward to that trip. I haven't been to Philippines in 6 years, and I wanted to go every year because for me, I don't need a visa to go to Philippines. There's only so many countries that I can go to without uh, any travel permission, and Philippines is one of them. So I'm really looking forward to that trip. And that's not the over for my travel schedule. So I plan to go from Philippines to Spain for that Spanish Open. And with all my flights and all my schedules, I'm just hoping that I'm not gonna get any delays or anything bad can happen, and I can just miss my flight, and then it's gonna be rough because right now the
It's
schedule looks good, but one missed flight or one delay can change everything.
Yeah, but that's kind of a good problem to have for you in a sense that 6 months ago you weren't able to compete
Oh yeah.
internationally, right? And you only limited to being able to play domestically, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't really. It's not even a problem. I mean, I don't really care if something bad happens and I miss my flight or miss my match. I can always go and fly to the other side or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Couple of months, it's going to be pretty busy.
What does it feel like getting invited to go out there via Sharks? Because they've been known to invite outside of like Earl and I'm trying to think of anybody else, but it's usually the cream of the crop players. Francisco,
Yep.
Shane. The elite of the elite players are being invited out there to go and compete against the top Filipinos.
Um, I don't know. Haven't really thought about it, but I take it as a good. I think I can get a advantage out of it because it's going to be three long races, and it's going to be probably some room with higher humidity, and it's going to be the table that I don't know. So it's going to be a good learning process during these 2 weeks.
Do you still look at it like that in the sense of yeah, I want to sharpen up either way. I want to try to adjust and learn and face tougher conditions, and more importantly, be uncomfortable whenever you're playing some of these matches abroad.
Yeah, I already know that I'll be uncomfortable. I don't play under these conditions, and that's under these environments. I know that I'll be learning much more than anywhere else because when I'm comfortable and I know what's going to happen, I don't really learn much. I already know how to adjust under
Do
the
you get bored?
conditions that I. No, I don't get bored. No,
No.
I like playing. I like playing in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm just like anybody else. I like the comfort zone, but whenever I'm out of my comfort zone, I'm just trying to not stress and trying to learn and trying to make it my comfort zone in the end.
When you were in the final of, or I guess not in the final, but leading up to the final of Derby City, were you thinking of it like getting matchroom points, or at that time was it more just I'm trying to just win the money and win the event um, and not even
I
considering.
honestly didn't even know it's a ranking event, so no, I didn't think about it as far as the points. I don't think I will be thinking much about the points uh, at any time in my career, probably. But I will be trying to travel to more of the ranking tournaments, and uh, I will be
Is
preferring tournaments with the ranking points to others.
is that more to like keep yourself mentally free or not put as much pressure on yourself? Because I mean, you're one of the best players on earth, man. Top three easily, maybe number one.
I mean, could be, but the rankings are just rankings. It's it's nothing that I can prove to myself, and I don't think it's worth for me to prove that my game is somewhere, and I won't be ever valuing my game based on ranking points. So
Okay, well then
uh,
let me change the perspective then a little bit because you know, diamond table, middle of America, your favorite, no matter the game. No matter the game, one pocket, 10 ball, 9 ball, it doesn't matter. Who's ever there, you know, you're going to be part of the favorite going into it. If, let's say, playing a matchroom arena, maybe not so much. Playing in the Philippines, different conditions, you know? So
yes, but it's
does that motivate you or inspire you any to, you know, I want to be the best player no matter where I'm playing at.
yes, I want to be, and in order to do that, I just need to gain this experience. So what happened was I was just playing a lot under the same conditions, and that's why I got better under those conditions. I didn't play much of Metro Arena. I didn't play. I used to always suck with the shot clock. I couldn't manage the clock, and I just feel that I got better by playing in those predator tournaments because and Metro events as well. The shot clock and being always on the TV table or
Right.
somewhere where the shot clock is just helped me a lot. It's tough to even recreate it during the practice because it's different. Even when you have somebody sitting with the shot clock, and even if you have the beeper, you have two persons sitting with the beeper and the shot clock. It's different. It's tough to recreate. So I would just say I can only get experience by just playing all these tournaments.
I mean, you mentioned that, and I think your semifinal match with Francisco, the shot clock got the better of you. Perhaps you would have won had you managed your time a little better in the World 10 Ball.
I mean, almost every match that I lost with the shot clock, there's always some tricky situations that I want to spend maybe 5 or 10 seconds more.
Right.
But it's tough to say. It's tough to say if I would have won or not. But for sure, I would have performed better if I had more time.
Well, I mean, at least in a better position to win, right? If
Yeah,
nothing
yeah, for
else.
sure, for
But
sure.
you know, when you don't have time to think, you just spear in three jump shots back to back to back to back.
Yes, and probably, most likely, if I had more time, I wouldn't even jump in some positions. But just because I didn't have the time and I just had a jump cue in my hands already, I didn't have time to go back and forth to my chair. So I decided to jump.
You've had a lot of success here in the states. I mean, a lot of success here in the states. You know, we've seen it all over the AZ Billiards money list. You know, snapping off events or going deep in majority of them. Is that the same expectation? Do you have the same expectation when you're going to be playing these Spanish Open, UK Open? Is it kind of like I want to be playing the last day or bust, or is it just I want to be in the finals?
I never really have expectations. Like I always have a goal. Like I go to a tournament. I don't ever go to a tournament without the goal. I never do anything without the goal. But expectations expectations are really tough to deal with because I I can expect myself to play good, and I can play bad, and it's gonna just hurt my mental side. So my goal is always to just try what I do during my practice, and I have my little goals, like as far as fundamentals or how to adjust the table or how to adjust my sleeping time or stuff like that. And if I follow and achieve all the goals that I create, then most of the time I succeed.
Give some advice, Fedor, to an amateur player, you know, that struggles maybe with the pressures of playing in a tournament or you know, going their mindset going into a tournament like you just discussed. What advice, if any, could you give to someone?
Well, I figured as much as I practice, the more I practice, the less pressure I feel. The more prepared you are, no matter what you do, you will feel less pressure, in my opinion. And there is a lot of different things that help me how to deal with pressure. I mean, you will feel pressure no matter who you are, no matter what you are. I mean, you can. you can see a lot of players, and you may think that they don't feel pressure just because I don't know they're faking it, or I don't know, maybe you just see them with the cold face, but inside everybody feel pressure. So I would suggest to Google breathing techniques that release pressure. It helps with lower your heart rate. And I mean, not really much else to say because it's more of a personal stuff. Hire yourself a psychologist and work with him.
You don't want to give away too many of those tips, man. I get it. I get it, man. Keep it close to the vest. I remember after you won the World Nine Ball, and I messaged you, and I forgot how we came to the conversation, but I said, man, it amazes me how you just maintain under pressure so well. You were able to just look like you didn't have a care in the world. And I remember very vividly you saying, in so many words, I was nervous as you know what, even way back then. So it's kind of surprising hearing all your not seeing all your successes, but then still hearing that you still feel nerves.
No, I mean, I feel nervous, and I feel like I could have won a lot more if I wasn't. But I just know that everybody else is the same. Everybody feels nervous. Everybody, you can put anybody under pressure. I mean, it all depends. I don't know. I don't even know who is in your opinion is the the least. How do you say that? Feels less
Well, I
nerves
mean, you
than
you
anybody
would
else.
be you would be at the top of that list. I feel like, but then you're still
Okay, who's
human.
second? Who's second?
I'm trying to think, man, because I see, you've seen guys like Shane even have, matches where he'll miss a ball he's not supposed to
I
miss, or
mean,
come
it's
clutch in certain
it's
spots. Everybody has those spots, man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Everybody. I mean, they go down 2-3-0, and they were being they were big favorites before the match. They will be under pressure. So it's
Back then when you were still hunting more, before your World Nine Ball Championship, who were those players that when you saw their name you were like, shit, I gotta play this guy.
I always had these players. I mean, back in Russia, it used to be Stepanov, Chernikov, and actually, when I grew up in Russia, it was like a perfect time to play because I had the junior selection that I practiced in, and that we were all competing against each other. You know, Maxim, Andrei, Sergey, we're all kind of same age, and everybody tried to get better. And we had two top guys, which were Ruslan and Stepanov at that time. So we were always looking up to them, and we were like, "Oh fuck! Hopefully, we're not playing them in the tournament."
Yeah.
And then whenever we started beating them, and kind of our level was close to them, and we started to go on Euro tours. I mean, it was all the big guys on the Euro tour. It was Niels. Um, who else was it? Nick Vandenberg, Filler. Even Filler, when he was 16, everybody was like, "Fuck." Hopefully, I'm not drawing Filler, but yeah, all the big guys, and then the world events. It was always the Asians. Everybody was saying how Asians are good, and the Europeans couldn't beat the Asian. And then it changed over time. But now I don't really care
Well,
who
now
I
it's
play.
different. I mean, now you're the one where people see your name, they're the ones saying, shit, I gotta play this guy now. It's
Yes,
it's
yes, and it's another thing that I just really never think of. My brain, my I don't know if that's my brain, but it's just anything that doesn't make sense to me. Whenever I say it, my brain just
lets it go.
never. Yeah,
Easier said than done for me, but I admire that trait for sure. Um,
yeah.
was there ever like one match where during that time where you thought, I'm here, I'm on that same level? Was there that
Oh,
one
I mean, there
match where
was there was so many matches like this when I was a junior. I mean, I couldn't. Whenever I couldn't be the a bigger one of the bigger players, uh, it's tough to remember. But oh yeah, I played Nick Vandenberg in one of the Euro tours in Holland, and I was trailing 8-3, race to 9 with alternate break, and I won. And then after that
alternate break
match,
is rough?
Yes, I won that match, and right after this match, I think everything changed. And the next 3 4 years, I mean, with kids is different. You know, you beat one good player, and your confidence just
Fearless,
goes.
right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that, and I started beating good players like constantly. But then it was different challenges. You know, I couldn't pass some stages. It was even not about the players. It was more of a fear of the stage. I was playing like I don't know, last 16 and couldn't get through the stage. And I have a lot of challenges when I was playing tournaments when I was a junior. But I'm sure
Well,
everybody else is facing them too.
well, of course. I mean, everyone kind of goes through those steps, but I feel like not everybody has the success that you have now. So it's a little different, where you've kind
No,
of
of course,
come,
of
you've
course.
you've barreled through it, and now, but at the same time, given all the success, I feel like you still have a lot of goals to go and strive for. A lot of hardware to go and search after.
I think
Um,
I have more goals now than I ever had. I mean, it's they're just keep coming and coming. There's more tournaments now, and the
are you
game.
hungry?
Yes, I'm going to eat pasta right now with shrimps in about 10 minutes. So
I
I'm
meant
getting more and more hungry
I
the
meant for
longer we
I meant
talk.
for the I meant for the money, for the hardware, for the goal, for the number one spot.
Yes, yes, especially after my Dominican trip, I'm hungry for money right now. But no, I mean I'm hungry. Yes, I haven't played in any big events other than the World 10 Ball and U.S. Open. So I'm looking forward to this year, and hopefully everything works out, and I just keep playing.
Well, let's circle back to the match that's going on tonight. You guys can check it out. Rail Yard. Oh, I'm sorry. GorstChohan.com, right, where they can purchase the
Yes,
pay per view.
or you can just go to any of the social media pages, my page or Tony's page or Rail Yard Billiards Facebook page, and we all post the links all over, so you can just find it there.
You guys are also giving away some awesome prizes for anyone who purchases the pay per view. Is that right, Feder?
Yes, yes, yes. I forgot about that. Anybody that purchases the stream or the seat gets the automatic ticket for the raffle. You can win the first three prizes. It's all Q-Tech cues. It's a break cue, the bridge, the ghost one, then the SVB playing cue, and the Avid playing cue. And then the rest will be like small prizes, signed cue balls, signed posters. Maybe I forget something else, but there will be probably like 15, 20 different prizes.
You mentioned, had Tony beat Shane, that the match may have been a little different. Does that are you any maybe less inspired going into it, or what do you expect out of Tony realistically? It's kind of a for me it depends on what Tony shows up, whether he chooses to squeeze you a little bit because of your firepower.
I don't know. Tony is a gambler, and for me thinking about Tony's game, Tony plays way better whenever the bet is higher. So he's like more motivated to try when there is more money in the middle. This time I said the we're betting 10,000 each, and it's still a good amount, but I mean it's tough to say. It's tough to say. I can't really say about him much because I don't know. If he was
Yeah.
playing for a big amount of money, he would squeeze for sure.
Well, I mean, in tournaments, you guys have had a pretty even track record, more or less. Both of you guys have gotten the better of each other, here and there throughout the country.
Yeah, and I think the last two times I beat him. I think, but every time I beat him, I feel like, wow, I should have lost, but won. Something always happens. Like he outmoves me, but then he either misses the shot, where I steal the rack, where I come up with a shot and steal the rack from nowhere. But he always has an edge or had an edge, moving wise. I'm just like I said, it's going to be a long race, and hopefully he tries hard, and hopefully he squeezes, and I learn something from it.
I've seen you anywhere from a 2 to a 4 game favorite playing against Tony, which is kind of surprising. Does it surprise you at all knowing that you're a favorite on paper on the betting side or on the rail lead into the match?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all because everybody in the U.S. Whenever I play, I always said this, and you never agree with me. They have me overrated. Everybody is trying to bet on me, and
You're
is
right.
scared to bet
Yeah, you're
against
right.
me. And then
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time I tell you that, and you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We talk about it 2 days after, and then after I win, you're like, yeah, you see, I told you. But I don't know. I mean,
Well, you're tough to
if I was
fade.
betting, I would have bet on Tony +4. But it's tough. I mean, uh, I really don't know how the match will go. I never played a player this caliber in the long race, so
I,
we'll just have to see.
I think what people are going to fail to realize if they don't buy the pay per view is that, with your schedule, this may be one of the few one pocket matches we get to see you playing when it comes to action over the next, at a minimum, 6 months. Because just from a scheduling standpoint, there's not going to be any opportunities, right? Is that fair?
I definitely won't be playing any one pocket matches until August, and I mean it depends how this match goes, and I really don't know who else can I play after. I guess it all
Well,
depends.
come on,
You'll say, yeah, 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 I know what you'll say. So,
yeah, yeah. And then you'll
uh,
say what to what I will say. If I say Alex, you say what?
I said that I need to beat Tony first. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, so then we'll bring you on if you beat Tony, we'll bring you on, and then we'll ask for that response then. But I think a lot of people are expecting you to come away with the W, and it's no knock to Tony. I think it's more of a credit to your ability to execute. And I feel like and Tony knows this. Tony gives you a lot of respect, and he understands what kind of dangerous player that you are, and vice versa. If it was, let's say, 2 years ago, it'd be a completely different story. Um,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I'll be playing aggressive. I'll be playing aggressive, and if we finish in 4 hours today or 3 hours today, don't be surprised.
oh, I tell
I'll
you
be
what, when I was thinking about it, I said, listen, if they start like at 7 o'clock, hell, they might be done by 9:30. You know,
Yeah, and I mean everybody's saying that why we're starting so late. I mean, it could take 8 hours. I'm like, no, no, it's not taking 8 hours. I'm not playing cheap content. I mean, if I play chip, yeah, chip
everything's
or
going everything's
cheap
going
or
down table. Yeah.
yeah, cheap or D Atkins. These guys are never ever shooting at their hole. So yeah, we have to start at like noon. But no, with Tony, I think starting at 6 p.m. is okay.
All right, remind the people one more time. How can they go buy the pay per view, and then we'll get you out of here.
My social media pages or gorstchohan.com.
Fedor, we appreciate you coming on, man. Go enjoy the pasta and the shrimp, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
All right.
Talk to you.